We are always living in the feeling that our thoughts are creating. Most of the thoughts are automatic, and so are the feelings. Normally, we do mainly three things with these feelings, or as we label them and call emotions. We either suppress them, we express them, or we avoid them. When we suppress them, it creates a kind of an internal pressure. And if it is continued over a long period of time, it makes us vulnerable to a host of physical and mental illness. Expression just might wreck our interpersonal relationships, and avoiding them makes us settle into the body much sooner. Why we do letting go? So we can be joyful, lighthearted, and live in the moment. In this video, I will share a simple technique to let them go. We will do it together and review, then use a metaphor and do it again. Finally, some unexpected benefits that you might find surprising. How do we do it? For this experiment, let's consider the thoughts as objects and the emotions like fluid. You can have one thought, three thoughts, seven thoughts, maybe 53 thoughts, but you cannot have a three and a half thought. And the emotions, when experienced in the body, are truly like a liquid. You can have a tiny fear, maybe fear, a big fear, a very big fear, a very, very big fear. We have different names to them, ranging from anxiety, anxiousness, nervousness, insecurity, to unnerving, panic, terror, and horror. Second thing, our mind has a beautiful capability to disconnect from it. Most of the times we use it to our disadvantage, but now we will use it. If our mind can cut it out completely, it can also let us experience it in small controlled measure. You remember how when your coffee or tea is very, very hot, you take a very tiny sip and get a sense of how long will it take to get to your preferred temperature. If it is too hot, maybe it will take 5 minutes, but if it like just about maybe another half a minute or something. Similarly, we will take very tiny sips of the uncomfortable emotion. Big enough so we get a taste of it, and small enough so we are able to hold it in our mouth. Like with food, you take just enough bite size so you can chew it and to get a taste of it as well. So, with the emotions, we will let them come into our system, like in our mind body system, um, to large enough so that you can kinesthetically taste it in your body as sensations, and small enough so you do not get overwhelmed by it. We do not need to know consciously how much would be enough. We can let the wisest part of our mind or the higher self decide. If you already have a stressful thought or strong emotion active in your system, you can use that. Else, just invite some emotion like frustration or fear to begin with. You do not need to remember the person, event, or situation unless you are not able to connect to the emotion. So let's do it now. For me, I like to synchronize it with my breath. While inhaling, I like to welcome the emotion, notice the accompanying body sensations, tribbing in my torso area, and with exhale, I relax the body and let it be. If there are too many thoughts going on in your head, you are not fully paying attention to the body sensations. All right, we will do this for 5 to 7 breaths. All right, do it with me. Long inhale and just welcome the emotion of, say, we are taking frustration for now. Long enough breath and just welcome the emotion of frustration to that size, appropriate size, which we can feel in our body, but it's not too overwhelming. And as we exhale, just let it be. Just relax the body. Again, inhale, welcome. Exhale, relax. Noticing body sensations all the time. Inhale, welcome. Exhale, relax. Again, inhale, welcome. Exhale, relax. One last time. Inhale, welcome. Exhale, relax. Sometimes an emotion comes to the surface and brings a trail with it. So you let all of that energy process. If you need more time, you can pause the video and unpause when you're ready to review what happened. Okay. So what happened? Did you get a kinesthetic taste of it? If yes, you might have noticed a shift in your thoughts around it, like it is not that big a deal, or um, maybe I can do that, maybe I can say that. Also, there is an accompanying sense of freedom with it, a very little sense of freedom with it. The feeling lightens depending on how big of an issue you picked up to begin with. If you did not experience anything, it could be because of these few reasons. Maybe you have an emotion about the emotion, like, I'm afraid that my fear will overwhelm me. I will not be able to handle it. It will be too much. Or maybe there is a emotion about the self for having that emotion. Like, I feel angry, therefore it means that I'm a bad person. Or the emotion is deeply suppressed under the shame or judgments, like, it is just not possible for me to do this, or simply I cannot do it. Even if that is a feeling, I just cannot do it, that is also a feeling and it's uncomfortable. So with next breath, you can just try inviting it rather than resisting it and see what happens. Consider this metaphor. The emotion is like a wave. If you have ever been to a sea beach and you are inside the water, maybe like waist deep, when a big wave comes, it is forceful. If you're standing with your feet firmly planted in the sand, the wave will just knock you off. You will roll, tumble inside the water for a while till the force of the wave, the crest or the force of the wave becomes less for you. The wave is still moving towards the shore, but the high energy part of it is over at the point where you were standing. Other option, if with the wave coming, you let yourself off the ground, let the wave unground you in a way. You tend to float a bit. And when the wave is still heading towards the shore, your feet find the ground again. You're back on your feet on the sand again. When we let our emotions flow through us, it is very similar to that. When we do not resist it, there is a biochemical rush and then there is flush. And your understanding finds a new ground, metaphorically speaking. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio defines emotions as neurological functions requiring action. So every emotion requires an action. Anxiety requires preparation, fear requires being on guard, anger requires setting boundaries or minding your own business. Jealousy requires allowing yourself to have what you want or be happy anyway. Sadness requires you to re examine our beliefs. Happiness requires savoring and gratitude. I will get into each of these emotions as we do more work together. So, when we get angry, that requires an action. When we act from this side of the wave, when it is heading, before processing it in the body, we tumble around, we drown, we fall down, we gasp for breath. You know what happens when you act from anger. And when we let the anger wash over us, let the biochemical rush happen and then just subside, we get ungrounded either ways. Whether you let the wave unground you or you firmly plant your feet in the ground. We get ungrounded either ways. When we act after the wave has passed through us without any resistance from our side, the resulting action is much more balanced, wise, and life affirming. This is acting for the anger, not from it. Please do not take my word for it. Try it for yourself and get a first hand experience of what happens. Remember, we all have our cups full of emotional baggage from a lifetime of emotional suppression. Let's do it again. Inhaling, I welcome the emotion and notice my body sensations. Being in torso area, we will do 5 to 7 bursts in 5 to 7 breaths. Again, if you need more time to process all the things that get flooded into your system, you can pause the recording. All right. Take a nice long inhale and just welcome or invite the emotion of whichever you choose um, into your system. So you can experience it. What is actually happening on the body sensation level? So you get to know firsthand. So inhale, I welcome the emotion, and exhale, I just let, I just rest my body. Inhale again, exhale, and rest. Inhale and welcome, exhale and rest. Again, inhale, notice body sensations, exhale, just relax. Inhale, exhale. One last time. Inhale, exhale. People ask when, even when we say the word letting go, it means as if there is a sense of loss, maybe that something is going to go away from us. We're not letting go of the emotions. We are letting go of the resistance that we have for towards the emotions. The emotions and the accompanying body sensation, we are letting them be. And also, we are letting go of our current understanding, the ground we are now standing on, and we are letting new understanding come after those emotions are processed. So, we're letting go of our current understanding. We are letting in the emotional uh, wave or energy or the rush of biochemicals, and we are letting it be in our system as long as it stays. It doesn't stay for very long. Maximum 90 seconds, you get to process and you get to have an experience of how that emotion. Sometimes, not always, there is a action thing coming in your mind to do thing, but sometimes you just feel, oh, it was nothing. Where did it go? I can't find it again. So, some of the benefits, there are several benefits confronting our emotions in this way. First, this one is very quick, easy, handy. You can do it on the go, wherever, whenever. You're cooking, cleaning, doing anything, traveling. You can just try something. Second, when we are resisting an uncomfortable emotion, our mind runs a million miles per second trying to justify, find someone to blame, to rationalize, to tell the story from my point of view, and so on. When we directly confront the emotion, mind is at peace and it gets a new insight and understanding or a perspective about the situation. Third, it gives a sense of confidence and invincibility that I am bigger than my emotions. I don't need to be afraid of them. I don't need to resist them. I don't need to run away from them. I am not at the mercy of this life happening to me. No matter how big the emotional pile is, even if it is as big as an elephant, we can always eat one bite at a time and make it lighter than what it was. And also, You start to get in touch with the authentic inner power, which is not about using exploiting others or putting others down to feel ourselves superior. It is one that promotes goodwill and has a quality of healing benefit for all people involved. Emotions are magnetic in nature. Their polar opposites also exist, like stinginess and generosity, ill will and kindness, hatred and love. So, when we process the dense form of emotion, the the lighter side of the emotion automatically becomes easily accessible to us naturally. So we don't have to do anything to raise our vibe. Our vibe automatically raises, and we are not in resistance. That is one very vibe uplifting thing. Sometimes positives can be bad, and most of the times the negatives can save us from a lot of heartbreak, pain, and they're often lifesavers. With some experience of this kind of emotional transmutation, you will realize that all the emotions are actually a good thing. They are a guidance of sorts, like an inbuilt guidance system. Bye for now.